The Trump administration is reportedly reversing a previous order to halt ICE raids on farms and at hotels. Just last week, we told you about a pause on those sectors because some business owners were concerned they would lose too many workers. But now the Washington Post is reporting agents have been told to continue those raids. CBS News Homeland Security correspondent Nicole Sganga brings us more now from our Washington bureau. Good morning to you, Nicole. It sounds a little bit confusing. Why the sudden reversal? Was the administration unaware of the impact of targeting these specific workers?
Yeah, Errol, at best, it's mixed signals on President Trump's signature issue. At worst, it's policy whiplash for political reasons. Just to catch up some of our viewers who, admittedly, if you're confused, you're not alone. You know, rewinding to Thursday night, several days into those targeted operations that we saw in Los Angeles, Trump announced he planned to change enforcement tactics to protect farmers and people in the hotel and leisure business. He posted on Truth Social at that time that people in those businesses have said his immigration policy is taking away good workers from them. Then 72 hours later, the president returns with another immigration missile, so to speak, on Truth Social and directs ICE to expand deportation efforts in sanctuary cities run by Democrats, saying you don't hear about sanctuary cities in our heartland. And just yesterday, the Department of Homeland Security telling staff that it's reversing that initial guidance last week, directing agents not to conduct immigration raids at farms, hotels, and restaurants, a decision that, frankly, stood at odds with President Trump's initial directive, in short, because of some of the reaction that it has received politically, Errol.
Yeah, and that's why I was wondering if they didn't expect that type of reaction. What then has been the reaction to these mixed signals? Because, if anything, people want certainty, security, and safety, and consistency, at least, from an administration's policy.
Yeah, the industries want that, Errol, and so do these communities. And I will say there was a political flashpoint that led to all of this last week in Omaha, Nebraska, a state that Trump won by nearly 20 points. There was a raid of a food processing center. Glen Valley Foods is now out of business after that raid. 70 individuals were arrested, and there was some rare Republican criticism of that operation, which led to President Trump changing his policy. But we're seeing the president now have to sort of juggle different parties, or I should say different corners of his party, different areas of his base. He appeals to those who are concerned about economic headwinds, trade mayhem, and labor shortages within the agricultural and food processing sector, as well as those who are more immigration hardliners. And leave it here, Errol. This administration wants 3,000 ICE arrests per day. Even on their busiest days, they are not reaching half of that. So something here clearly has to give if they're going to appeal to those immigration hardliners in their base.
All right, Nicole Sganga with the latest on this. Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you.